As a female, if you're at least 40 years old and you're not married, you're washed up. Tune in. There's a reason that man ain't put a ring on your finger. There's a reason you're not married yet. There's a reason not one man has decided to settle down with you. There's a reason. See, the problem is y'all want to be outside, y'all want to be single until it's too late. And then the women that do get married around 20 something, 30, they want a divorce later on when they're in their 40s, potentially 50s, because they feel like they rushed into the marriage. They feel like they came into the marriage too early and now they want to be outside again. Tia Mowry. Nobody is gonna marry a 40-year-old woman unless you look like Megan Good, honestly. And 90% of the women in this world do not look like Megan Good. There's like a 10% of women that do look like that, and those women are usually cuffed up or they're getting tricked on and basically getting their bills paid. But the other 90% of the women out here are living regular lives and they feel entitled and they feel like a man is going to come knocking on their door with this big engagement proposal. It's not like that. Get out of this delusion.
It's really scary now because I know I'm 34, but then at the same time, I'm looking at the guys that are my age and older, even like a couple of years. I'm like, and please, the guys on there, I'm not saying this with any hate or anything. This comes from a place of love, but I'm like, God damn, like, sir, the Sydney sun has not been kind to you. Like, have you not been using sun cream? These men look like they're sultanas. They look fucking old. They look like my grandpa. I mean, I have nothing. I'm a hairdresser background. I have nothing against the silver fox look. I love a man that's got grey hair, right? We're not even talking about that. We are talking about these guys that have like receded, gone grey, but they look so much older than what they are. And at the same time, I feel like I'm 34, but I still feel like I'm like really young at heart and I don't look my age. So can you imagine how weird that would look if I'm walking next to grandpa over here, like down the street? People are going to think I'm their fucking like mail order bride. That's going to look all sorts of wrong. So I'm in this weird, warped stage of my life at the moment when it comes to dating. It's fucking weird.
When I was younger, I used to look up to women in their 30s and say, wow, they're so beautiful. Like, that's the standard. That's the like top tier. And now that I'm well into my 30s, oh my God, was I correct? Being in your 30s is the prime. Like, 20-year-olds, you can have it. When you're in your 30s, you not only have your own money, you know what works on you. You've been through all the mud, the dirt, you've risen, you're like a fucking phoenix, okay? You don't deal with anybody's shit because you absolutely do not have to. But more than that, you aesthetically are just the most beautiful you've ever been as a woman. And when men say you're most beautiful in your 20s, they could not be more incorrect. As you age, you come to find out what works for you, what doesn't, what you need, what you don't. And it is just so funny to me because I used to think of these women as like, they're women. They're actual women. When you're in your 20s, you're still a girl. Like, I'm sorry, you're technically a woman, but you are still a girl. When you get to your 30s, you are at such an age of vibrance. You literally glow. Okay, you glow. If you take care of yourself and you take the right steps in life, like, you will glow. Your 30s are by far, and I speak for myself and a lot of women that I see on here, you're most beautiful that you've ever been. You're most beautiful. Your character shines through, and it is just everything about you. You are you are the epitome of femininity and of being a woman. Never be scared to age. I do a lot of aesthetics, and it's just because I want to look good. Honestly, I do it for myself, but wisdom is the most beautiful thing. And your 30s, I would even say going into my 40s, this is the most beautiful I've ever been in my life. I know I look like a troll right now, but believe me when I say it was worse before this.
And now that I think about it, Thursday I went out with a guy that was 8 years older than me. So the women that are 8 years older than me, who are they going out with? Like, I'm mid-20s, 8 years from now, 10 years from now, the dating pool will have significantly shrunk. I'm I'm looking for someone 10 years older than me, they're probably in marriage territory. Like, they're probably married, let's be honest. So who are those women going out with? And I fear that in 10 years, I'll be resenting the current me. Like, who is she? She has no business dipping her toe in the older men dating pool. Like, what is she doing? But nevertheless, we persist and try and not let the scarcity mindset get us.
Dating in your 30s in Orange County, it's rough. But being Asian makes it even worse. Let's talk about it. So I'm Asian and I'm 5'8" and I'm fit. I go to gym, I go to bars, and I joined running club. And I even had my own hiking group. But guess what? Guys, they just stare and they don't talk. And I don't understand. I mean, is that just the Orange County thing? I don't understand. Most of the guys who actually have the guts to talk to me are either way too young or they're just not my type. And I'm just so sick and tired of American hookup culture. You can be in your 30s as a guy and who doesn't want to settle down, who don't really want to build up a family, who don't really want to have a stable relationship. In my culture, in China, we don't really have a dating phase. Like for us, we can just, hang out for like 5 times and we have to decide, if you wanted to be with me exclusively or not. And if you don't want to be in a relationship with me, it's fine. We can just move on. We can just, move on to find someone else. We don't waste other people's time. And we are dating to marry, not dating for fun. So it's very interesting to see that even local American women who are struggling to find a solid relationship here. Well, I guess, I don't know. I live in Irvine for a while now, and I've been thinking, moving to somewhere else. And I don't know, should I move to San Diego? Should I move to LA? Because I refuse to believe that all men are like this. Where should I move to? Do you have any ideas, any tips, any suggestions? So if you have already met the one, would you mind sharing how and when it happened? Because right now I really need a little reminder that love is still out there. Thank you.
As a single person over the age of 30, something that helped my mental health way more than any dating advice I've ever gotten has been remembering that people often give advice that reinforces their own life choices. And no, this is not everyone, but it is often an unintentional consequence of the social script and what the general population sees as someone who is like a thriving, quote unquote, normal adult. A lot of people will subconsciously assume that you're unhappy just because you're different or you're more of an outlier. And this can look like people saying, give him another chance, even if you already know that you're not interested, or recommending that you just put yourself out there more, go on multiple dates a week. My best advice for this is to remember that meeting someone, if you are looking to meet someone, is very often by luck and timing. And just because this quote unquote strategy worked for them definitely does not mean that it'll work for you. The absolute best thing you can do is take what works for you and leave the rest, especially as it relates to your mental health, while also continuously trying to flip that social script and reminding people that you are doing absolutely fine and you do not need another person to complete your life. Happiness is not a reflection of being chosen by a man. I make relatable content for women who are single over the age of 30, so if you find this helpful or validating, be sure to follow along.
I find this one of the strangest assumptions when I tell people that I am child-free at 33. For 2 main reasons. Number one is that children are not a guarantee of companionship. They grow up, they move away. You're not guaranteed that they're going to speak to you every single day, let alone come and visit you. Personally, I think if you're having children to keep you company when you're older, that is a huge gamble, not a concrete plan. Secondly, I'm currently solo traveling in Guatemala by choice. And that's not because I don't have anyone to go with. I have a boyfriend at home, I have family at home, I have friends at home, but I've actually actively chosen to come here on my own. I mean, the last thing that I am feeling in this moment is lonely. I mean, not bad. Also, I would controversially argue that when you have children, you have less time to nurture the relationships in your life. And therefore, when your kids do move away, you are left with a much smaller pool. And therefore, you could potentially feel lonely. So yeah, I don't think I'll be lonely in my 40s, but thank you so much for your concern from sunny Guatemala.
As a 23-year-old that likes to date a little bit older, here are some things they could say that would immediately make me dip. You're so mature for your age. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If you're signing up for a 23-year-old, expect me to act 23. Because I do, all the time. No breaks.
I actually don't think there's such a thing as mature for your age. We can circle back to that later. Anything disparaging about women their own age, whether it's how women their own age behave, how they look, anything like that, get out of my face. Like, I understand men who are willing to date me probably can't get with women their own age, but they should want to. Like, that should still be like an option in their brain that, like, they like women their own age. If it was revealed to me that they had previously dated people younger than me, younger than me? You're a creep. And you might be a creep right now, but like, you're definitely a creep if you were going younger. This should go without saying, but if like they weren't taking me out on nice dates and paying for things, like, what do you think you're here to do, to be quite honest with you? I feel like someone older than me should know, like, what's attractive about him. Like, what's the point in dating older? You know, do they know the point of that? They don't? Get out of here. If I wanted a hot, broke bum that I emotionally connected with, people my own age are right there. They're literally right there. What?
I told a 61-year-old man that the only reason that he is chasing and manipulating young women is because of his insecurity around his incapability to survive something that he will never get back. His youth. I hope this triggered all the right people.
Here's some advice for your 30s that is not cute or inspirational from a 55-year-old. That friend you keep giving chances to, she's not misunderstood. She's just like that. Nobody's thinking about you. Post the thing. You don't hate your job. You hate that you have one. Therapy works when you stop lying to your therapist. Your back hurts because you sit like a gargoyle. Stop saying yes on Monday to things you will resent by Friday. Call your dad. If you have to convince yourself, that's the answer. You're not bad with money. You just keep buying stuff. Block him. Block him. Block him. That hobby you don't have time for, you had 4 hours for TikTok and Instagram yesterday. He's not your soulmate. He's just tall. Sunscreen every day. Yes, even today. The relationship isn't complicated. You just don't like the answer. Stop crowdsourcing decisions you've already made. Floss. I'm serious. Your future self is begging you. That book on your nightstand, it's not going to read itself. And your ex? He's not thinking about you. He's eating a sandwich. Hope that helps. I'm 55, and if you're in your 30s, I hope you hear this now and not later. You can love your job and still fantasize about quitting every Monday. You're not overthinking. You're finally thinking at the level your problems require. Your biggest fear should not be failure. It should be wasting more time on the wrong things. The hardest pill to swallow is that most of your problems are your choices. Some people are addicted to struggle, and they will try to recruit you. You can't logic someone out of a position they didn't logic themselves into. You can miss someone and know they were still bad for you. You can be grateful and still want more. Gratitude is not a cap on ambition. You're not too sensitive. They're just too comfortable being insensitive. Your 30s are when you realize half your stress comes from trying to manage other people's emotions. You're allowed to be disappointed in people without trying to fix them. Learn the difference between being kind and being convenient. Your biggest glow up is realizing you don't have to respond to every invitation, every opinion, or every opportunity. Document your growth. You'll need the evidence on the hard days. Invest in your health like you invest in your retirement, consistently and early. Seek God first. Everything else aligns after that. And build a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. And you don't have to pretend to like wine just because you're an adult. Hope that helps.
I turned 26 in July, and I always wonder, like, who my boyfriend's gonna be when I, like, grow up. Right. I always forget that I'm literally an adult because I've never experienced love, never been in a relationship. I haven't had my first kiss. No, babe, like, you're almost 26 and you still haven't experienced those things. And it makes me feel so behind, and I hate that. I am grown up and still haven't experienced those things. I don't know.
Men don't like women. They really don't. They like kitty. They like what we do for them, our time, our labor, our energy, that we bring their children into the world, even though that's kind of iffy because they like that we bring their children into the world, but they also hate it for us, right? They tell us our value decreases after we've gifted them with human life. Go figure. I mean, that right there should tell you that they hate us. Like, only women give life on this planet, and yet we're hated for it. But they also need us to continue life. Anyway, they really don't like us. Ask a man if his woman is his best friend. I bet you she's not. I bet you he'll look at you like you have a second head and wonder, what do you mean friends? Why would we be friends?
The hottest girls always have the worst love life, and that's because we're always lusted over and not loved on. It is crazy to me that men will literally see you. They will see that you take care of yourself, that you exude this confidence, you have this amazing aura. You're somebody that not only takes care of your physical body, but you take care of your spirit, your energy, the way that you move in this world, the way that you dress, the way that you show up. And they will still literally take advantage of that. At one point, you start to question, like, is there somebody that's going to see me beyond my looks? Is there somebody that's going to see me beyond of what I physically am?
What really helped me stop pining for male validation was one time I went through this guy's search history and I saw the actual garbage slop he was getting off to. And I realized that I didn't even want to be in that same category. Like, he had no taste. And also, whenever I hang out with a guy, and you should do this too, I never correct him or police him. So then he speaks freely and then I can collect data. And the stuff they've admitted, I'm not saying all men are pigs, but when it comes to that area, like, things can get very weird. And I promise you, them feeling that way towards you is not the compliment you think it is. Like, I want to be seen as beautiful and I want to be respected, but I have no desire to be lusted after because I've seen what men lust after, and quite frankly, I think I'm better than that. And you should too.
So this is actually insane. I posted a video yesterday talking about how, like, nobody wants to commit in my city to a relationship. Suddenly everyone in the comments is sounding off that all the cities are like this. I'm sorry, what the hell do you mean? Like, you're telling us nobody's safe. It's actually insane to me that there is a pandemic of men who do not want to commit, and it's like almost women are the ones chasing down commitment, chasing down a ring. I'm sorry, what happened to family values? Why are men struggling so much these days? I just want to understand what went wrong and why relationships aren't like the driving factor of life. Like, you're getting successful, you're making more money, but what is it all for? Like, why be successful? Why have all of this if you're not like aiming for something bigger and like trying to expand your lineage and find companionship? Like, I'm so confused why we're not on the same page with men. My friends and I make literal jokes all the time that we need to move to a different country, maybe to the States, to find our husband. But the comments are giving no. Seems like nowhere is freaking safe. I don't know. Something's got to change because it seems like both sides are unhappy and we're not finding solutions. Because what the hell is going on?
Most men are choosing to stay single because you ain't choose as easy as hell. It's kind of like the same reason why women say, oh, I can't be married, I can't do this, I can't do that, because a man's still gonna cheat. Remember when I told you women who say that be 9 times out of 10 the women that a man can cheat on their girl with, and she's paranoid, so therefore she can't see herself in a relationship because she don't want that karma to come back and hit her on her ass. It's the same exact thing with men. They want to stay single because the access to coochie, like, literally is easier than it's ever been. And men know this, they see this, and I'm starting to think that they're becoming paranoid by it. They don't want to be in a relationship because they've been side niggas, and they're afraid that their girl is one of those girls. What a world we live in.
So I'm 27 going on 28, and I get hit on primarily by men in their 40s and 50s, online and in real life, and it fucks me up. And my real concern is the men my own fucking age. Who are they hitting on? Fucking minors? What the fuck is going on here?
When you're in Paris and everyone assumes that you must be surrounded by such hot men, the only man that I've seen on this trip was druggies, ugly, dumb men, or just a bunch of girl groups, couples, and somehow the cutest guys that I've seen here that were entertaining were the waiters. Make it make sense.
I told a guy recently I find most men unattractive, and he said, well, then you're a lesbian. Or you need to force yourself to find the ugly guys attractive because that's who's going to take care of you, and it's not like you're a model. I said, actually, a lot of women feel that way. And he said, no, not really. That's weird, and you're gay. I don't even have high standards. I have pretty low standards. I can find a guy attractive once I get to know him through his personality, but I'm allowed to say I don't find most men physically attractive. Absolutely no man out there is going, you know what? I'm gonna give the ugly woman a chance because she's really nice and I want to get to know her deep down. And no one is saying to men,
Oh my God, how dare you judge a woman by her looks?
I've had women say, oh my God, that's really shallow of you. You need to give these guys a chance because the only thing that matters is personality. I would date someone covered in dirt and poop because I know what's deep down is the most important thing.
So where's the men that like the regular schmegula ass women? Like, I'm the type of woman, I ain't gotta always have my hair done. I ain't always gotta have my nails done. I ain't gotta have my lashes done. I got a real ass body. I got a little gut. I got some rolls and I got a little bit of ass. My ass ain't fat, but I got a little something there. I got some nice thighs. But I got a regular ass car, a regular ass house. My shit is just regular. Like, it seems like you men nowadays don't like us regular ass women. So I'm just trying to figure out, where's the men that like us regular ass women? Let me know something in the comments.